What's up guys, it's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 of the best Dota heroes. These are 5 heroes that not only I think are good in the pro scene, so like really good in professional Dota, and heroes that you should expect to see picked and banned in the upcoming majors, but also heroes that are just very good in your public matches. So yeah, I want to discuss these 5 heroes, kind of break down what's good about them, talk about the build a little bit, so if you want to try them, you'll know exactly what to do, or well, okay, not exactly what to do, let's be real, but I'm going to give you a pretty clear layout on the item builds, skill builds, and let's get into it. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the Game League website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken and really take your game to the next level, I'm going to be able to help you, because sometimes the guides on YouTube, there's either not enough of them, they're not specific, or they're just tier lists, which I know you guys love, but at the end of the day, the Game League website is going to help you get to the next level. So click the link down below and sign up. Alright, so getting into the first hero of the list, we have Medusa. Medusa's a pretty crazy hero right now, mostly due to the fact that she just, even after all of the heavy nerfs, she's still broken. And it's crazy to me. It really is crazy to me, because of the fact that this hero used to be like even better by a lot. Like the fact that she got nerfed as hard as she did, and still she is the best hero in Dota. Like, I'm starting this list with the hero I think is the best. It's insane, and here's the reasons why. Medusa as a laner doesn't seem to have many bad matchups. I've played multiple heroes against Medusa. I've played Veno, I've played Bloodseeker, I've played the acclaimed Darkseer. I've done it all. I've played probably about 8 different heroes against Medusa at this point. None of them have felt dominant. I've had lanes where I've beaten Medusa, but not convincingly, and she's still able to come back and have a good game. On top of that, it seems like she has some pretty hard counters. Anti-Mage, PL, Nyx Assassin Vendetta, things like this, the heavy mana burn. But a lot of these heroes either aren't that good or just don't counter her as hard as you think. For instance, Nyx Assassin, being able to run up to a Medusa in teamfights and hit her with Vendetta is extremely hard. Can it happen, especially if the enemy sucks and doesn't have sentry wards? Yeah, it can happen, and then Nyx Assassin is going to look like a really damn good hero against Medusa. And I do think that there's heroes like Nyx who are pretty good against Medusa. There's also Shadow Demon for his ability to make copies of Medusa, or Darkseer for the same exact reason. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that truly crushes her. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen a style of Dota, fast-paced Dota, slow-paced Dota. I've seen nothing that truly seems to shut her down. And the build is simple. All it is Magic Wand with 3 branches into Bassi, then into Treads. After Treads, you go Manta Style. After Manta Style, Scotty if you're against an illusion hero, or a mana burn illusion hero like PL or Anti-Mage or Slark with his Diffusal Blade, you go Butterfly instead of Scotty. And then from there, it's usually Daedalus or just whatever you need for the game. And that's what's so deadly about Medusa. It's really easy to flex her build. Like, her items are very flexible. A lot of carries tend to get kind of locked into a general build. Medusa, yeah, you buy Manta, of course, but other than that, there's a bunch of different routes you can go, and I've seen plenty of different routes. I even had a Medusa in my game, Rush Divine Rapier, and we won. You think I'm kidding? He did one of those meme builds. I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube video about it. But yeah, all in all, that's the build you go on Medusa. It's really not that hard. You gotta learn a little bit on how to snake during the laning stage to optimize how much mana you get. I have videos on Medusa where you can learn that over on the website and on YouTube. And yeah, let's move on to the next hero. This is a hero that is getting permanently banned in the pro scene of Dota right now. Like, no joke. Ban, 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 ban. And that's Batrider. Now, it's tough for me to talk about Batrider due to the fact that it's a hard Dota hero. However, there has never been an easier time to play Batrider. Never! Wanna know why? The hardest part of Batrider is Sticky Napalm. At least now, the laning stage build does not involve Sticky Napalm until level 4, and even then you probably shouldn't use it a lot, because level 1 Sticky Napalm kinda sucks. Especially now, it got nerfed a lot. But yeah, Batrider. It has a 45% win rate on Dota buff, which is just crazy. On Pro Tracker, that's definitely not the case. It's one of the highest winner heroes at 53%. And it's like tough for me to talk about these heroes because I want to recommend it. I want to say, oh, the level 3 timing is insane. I've played 4 or 5 back games in ranked, and I've won my lane in all. I've had a good game in all of them. I've been the strongest hero in all of the games. And I'm like, yeah, I can see why this hero is broken, because Flame Break at level 1 is way too good at trading. The fact that you can just spam stats to get base damage is insane. Like, old Batrider had to buy int items, which is not good for the laning stage typically. You don't want to buy int items. You want to buy, like, strength heroes get a bit more value, Maybe Agi heroes get a bit more value because of the fact that they get attack speed. Like, I feel like buying like a Mantle of Intelligence was just so trash. Now you start with Wand, 3 branches, buy some Tangos, a Blood Grenade, then go Boots Windlace, and like, this is the optimal build on the hero, and you don't have mana problems because you're going Flame Break and Firefly. Well, you have a little bit of mana problems, but with the Magic Wand, you have almost none. And so, it's just so easy to lane with 2 points Firefly doing 60 damage per second. There's no other way to put it. From there, you rush an Octarine Core, and that's all she wrote, because you go Mana Boots, right? Then you go Vanguard, so you're pretty tanky, even though the Vanguard's weaker on ranged heroes by a pretty significant amount. Still, it gives you HP regen, a little bit of damage block, it's nice, it's good. And then you buy Mana Boots, you buy Vanguard, you disassemble them into Octarine. After you have Mana Boots, it's only 2100 gold after the Octarine Core to actually pick up the remainder of the item, and that's nothing. Right, for 25% cooldown reduction and the insane health regen, and mana regen that Octarine Core gives is incredible. It makes this hero completely different. Previously, if you wanted to use Firefly to farm, you had to be really hopeful that a fight didn't break out, because if it did, it was on cooldown. What do you do? What do you do? Nothing. You'd have to wait around, stick around, drop some sticky napalm on the ground, and hope to God your team doesn't get wiped before your ability comes back up. Now, that's not the case at all. And really, the biggest thing that I've noticed about this hero that is way different than old Bat Rider is now at level 15 you get Flaming Lasso cooldown, minus 10 seconds, okay? They also buffed Flaming Lasso significantly, okay? This ability used to be like a 90-second cooldown at max. It is now a 60. No, I'm sorry. It went from 110 to 60. 110 to 60. It is 50 seconds less. Then you buy Octarine Core, then you get the CDR talent. So it's 25% of 50, which I believe is 37.5. I could be wrong on that math. I'm from North America. I really don't know. I don't care. You get the point. It's like a 40-second cooldown lasso at worst. It's like 30. I know it's 30 something. I think it's 37 and a half. But on a 37.5-second cooldown on Flaming Lasso, you just pull people out of position like that. Usually you go bots after the Octarine Core, then BKB, then Blink, sometimes Blink before the BKB, depending if you need BKB a lot or not. You go Blink, BKB, then Force Staff, and with like a 0-second cooldown lasso, it's just lasso, kill, kite out, wait, lasso, kill. It just lasso. This hero is a great laner. It's flexible, can be played as support, core, mid, offlane, blah, blah, blah. Just does everything. It does everything. It farms way too fast. It's like, it connects the fights with the Boots of Travel. It does it all, guys. I made a video on it. Just go learn it. All right, getting into the next hero. Gonna be a little bit quick on this hero because I've talked about it in like 8 billion videos in a row. But that's techies. Okay, you just place bombs everywhere, you win the lane because Sticky Bomb is really good. Reactive Taser makes no sense. Why does it dispel you when you hit him? Why? It should just disarm. It doesn't need to dispel. His shard means that he can put it on teammates, which is insane as well. You can put it on really buff guys. Then the bomb is just the most ridiculous spell in the game. It gives vision, it breaks smokes, it secures Roshan really effectively, it kills creep waves in one shot at level 12, it kills creep waves in one shot with the Sticky Bomb at level 6, which is way too good for farming. This hero does it all. It's a stun, it's a follow-up stun, it's a good laner, it provides damage with a lot of mids, as I said, secures Roche, technically it does tower damage. What doesn't techies do? It's a universal hero, so it buys a ton of stats for damage. It does it all. There's nothing else to say besides techies does it all. If you don't know what to play as a support, really master techies, and you're going to realize that this is the most broken hero in Dota. Well, at least it's top 5 in my opinion. Then we have Void Spirit, the mid lane menace. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's funny because it's not like he's some super lane dominator. He's not. It's a decent hero in lane, okay, it does all right, but it's just about the mid game and the scaling. It's the fact that the hero, it just scales too well. It's also impossible to gank. The fact that people take stats over to Simulate and they rush Echo Saber with like Bracer, Magic Wand, and Treads means that when the hero's on Strength Treads, it has like 1700, 1800 HP and often a rune. And you can't kill the guy, you can't gank him, he's gonna kill your supports in the team fights, and it's very hard to counter kill him due to his high mobility. It's scary because the hero used to kind of like slightly fall off, or it'd have to scale through magic damage. Now, it's brutal, man. This right click Void Spirit is just brutal to play against. When it's having a good game, you have to be so scared about pushing out waves because this guy can be everywhere, he solo kills everyone, he scales like a carry. It's just insane to me how much this hero can do once it picks up, you know, a Deso or a Daedalus as its third item, sometimes even just a Nullifier. I really love the nullifier build on this hero. But yeah, if you don't know what the item build is for mid, it's typically, I see 3 branches circlet tangos, sometimes 4 branches circlet tangos. It's a universal hero, so you just don't even have to buy quelling. You just stack up on stat items, and you have like 60 base damage, and you can deny and trade really well due to your high HP pool. Then after that, you buy a bottle. You can then buy bracer if you need some sustain, stick if you need sustain if the enemy is a spam hero. You can upgrade to wand, then boots. After boots, you go treads. After treads, you typically go echo saber. After echo saber, you go manta. After manta, it just depends on the game. If you're snowballing hard and you want to continue to kill, you go deso. If you want to scale a bit more, you go daedalus. And if there's a lot of things to dispel, like a wind ranger, wind run, a necro, you know, his W, a pugna W, Lich Armor, whatever it is, any of these things, all dispellable. Pavis, Ghost Scepter, Yules, Force, all dispellable by Nullifier. I just love this item so much. I'm such a proponent of Nullifier, guys. Please buy it in the mid to late game if the enemy is kiting you pretty hard. And then finally, the last hero on the list is Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger, being a universal hero, is very similar to Void Spirit. It's the fact that you can have 1500, 2k HP, still hit for 200, and that's about all I have to say. You hit way too hard for being way too tanky. On top of that, you have a lot of attack speed because of the stats, a high mana pool, right? Mana regen, magic resistance from intelligence now, good armor, high HP regen to some extent. It's just easy to play these heroes, right? They're very, very well rounded, which is why Wind has a high win rate. It's a good support. It's a good safe laner. It's a good mid. It's a good off laner. It's a good position 4. No matter what someone decides to do with Wind Ranger, it's gonna feel pretty good because she's universal. They also buffed Power Shot, where now Power Shot is 170 damage at level 1 instead of 150. While it might not seem like a big deal, it just feels brutal to get hit by level 1 Power Shot. That 20 extra damage is half of an auto attack, and sometimes in the early laning stage, when you're against Wind Ranger, it's all about trading autos and chipping someone down. And as you continue to hit them with more and more Power Shots, this ability is not a long cooldown, right? It is a 12-second cooldown. So if you continue to spam this ability, let's say you hit someone 3 times in the course of a minute, you're doing an extra 60 damage. That's probably 2 auto attacks against most melee heroes, and that can be the difference between killing them and dying, right? And she's universal, same story. Wand, 3 branches, circlet, circlet, 3 branches tangos, like these disgusting starting item builds that make them way too tanky, have way too much attack speed, too much armor, too much HP. It's just too much of everything. And then you buy a Wraith Band, Bracer if you want to dominate the lane. Then you go Treads, you can go Double Crown if you just want to fight and build that into Atos. You can go Maelstrom Rush if you need to kill a Vanguard hero or a Timber or something like that. You have so many damn options. At level 20, Focus Fire damage reduction gets reduced, and this is particularly great now because in previous patches of Wind Ranger, the way you would scale on your Focus Fire damage is you would build things like, well, proc items like MKB, so you would proc 70% of the time with that, Maelstrom 30% of the time on that, and you would just proc. You didn't worry about the fact that Focus Fire reduced your damage. Now, it actually does matter that it reduces your damage, but kind of in a good way, because at level 20, when you get the Focus Fire damage reduction, it doesn't reduce all of the stats that you're buying. And so it doesn't reduce the damage that you're dealing. And what's really awesome is that after you kill someone with Focus Fire, because of the fact that you're naturally just having right-click items and a ton of stats, you don't just become a bot. Old Wind Ranger would have this problem where she would have BKB, MKB, Maelstrom, have limited attack speed and HP, and then eventually when her Focus Fire ended, it was very hard to play the hero because you were really squishy and you couldn't hit that fast, right? And that was an issue. Now it's like you have Gleipnir, BKB, Ags, you're solo killing people with those items, and even when your thing ends, you have 2.2k HP with high attack speed, and you can just right-click people to death with treads as well. And that's going to be all for today's video. Universal Hero is kind of the name of the game for today's video, as 4 of the heroes on this list are universal. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you disagree, you can tell me that by disliking the video and leaving a very hateful comment. If you agree with some of my takes, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you have anything to add, same thing as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.